Why will you not stay? You are a priest. If all the priests and Levites return to Jerusalem, who will teach us the law?
Be reasonable, Joshua. Did not Jehovah himself appoint Jeroboam as king over us and give him authority?
Nabai, the king's authority is dependent on Jehovah. It is not independent of him. When Solomon submitted himself to Jehovah's law, Judah and Israel continued to dwell in security.
That was when Jehovah's blessing was on Solomon, when Israel was prosperous.
Solomon became a tyrant. His son Rehoboam was even harsher. Jehovah has dealt justly with the house of David.
It is true, the judgment against David's house in this matter is from Jehovah.
That's what I was saying.
But it came because Solomon, in his old age, inclined his heart to follow other gods. His heart was not complete with his God, Jehovah. And so
Jehovah told Jeroboam through Ahijah the prophet, I shall certainly take the kingship out of the hand of Solomon's son and give it to you, even 10 tribes. And to his son I shall give 1 tribe.
Nevertheless, Jehovah did not grant Jeroboam the right to overstep his commandments by building golden calves.
Is Jeroboam any less the anointed of Jehovah than David or Solomon? Is it for us to question?
Nabai, Jado, as a priest of Jehovah, speak with respect.
He doesn't understand. Jeroboam's not turning us to the worship of Ashtoreth or Chemosh or Milcom. What am I to think when the priests and the Levites abandon us for 1 small step the king has taken to preserve his kingdom?
Jeroboam and his sons have discharged the Levites from acting as priests to Jehovah. They have chosen to ignore even the basic points you profess to remember. Jehovah commanded, you must never have any other gods against my face. You must not make for yourselves a carved image. You must not bow down to them, because I, Jehovah your God, am a God exacting exclusive devotion. That is the written law of Jehovah.
Jeroboam is the king appointed by Jehovah. How do you know Jehovah has not used Jeroboam as his agent to explain that command more fully?
Jehovah did speak through David and Solomon.
Jehovah did not use them to contradict his own commandment by ordering them to take up other gods against his face.
The golden calves are not against Jehovah's face. Jeroboam told us, it's too much for you to go up to Jerusalem. Here is your God, O Israel, that brought you up out of the land of Egypt.
Jeroboam is a king, Jadua. The kingdom is divided by Jehovah's will.
When Jehovah divided the rulership, he did not divide his true worship. No king or priest or prophet has the authority to go against what is already written. All Israel must decide either to serve Jehovah according to his written will and the instructions of his true prophets, or follow the word of the king and worship the golden calves. The Levites and priests have taken their stand on Jehovah's side, as are many others in Israel who are going down to Judah. You also must decide what you will do before it is too late.
Didn't I tell you, Joshua? The king said, here is your God, O Israel, that brought you up out of the land of Egypt. We are not turning away from Jehovah.
Goodbye, Nabai and Joiada. I pray you will change your heart before you go any farther. Lean on Jehovah, not on your own understanding or that of any man.
Of every Levite or priest I've known, I always did think Jadua was the most stubborn. You'd think he'd have more concern for our wives and children. Who will teach our sons the law?
That's why what he said disturbs me a little. After all, the priests whom Jeroboam is appointing now are hardly men of the same spirit as Levites.
Listen, Joiada, what are we to do? Our father is a prophet. He agrees with the king. As far as we know, the king is anointed by Jehovah. Who are we to question too deeply? Now, are you coming with me to the sacrifice?
I suppose it's our duty. Our father's too sick to be there himself.
And Jeroboam will be there to preside.
Laden? Don't tell me you're a priest, too. You never could learn even the history of the patriarchs, much less the law.
May Jehovah bless you and make his peace shine upon you, Joiada and Nabai, my dear brothers.
How did you get to be priest?
Oh, I've always wanted to be a priest. It seemed so unfair the way the Levites kept the priesthood to themselves.
The priest and the Levites had to work hard.
It's hardly fitting for a priest to work when he can be waited upon.
It never has been fitting for you to do hard work.
So you bought yourself a priesthood from the king.
Well, what else could Jeroboam do? The Levites and the priests have all deserted. I only did what was necessary.
You know yourself that Jeroboam dismissed them because they wouldn't go along with his calf worship.
By means of a young bull and 7 rams, I filled my hand with power and became a priest.
I wonder if that is really valid as a new qualification to be a priest.
Well, that's the rule that the king himself made.
Besides, if Jehovah was so displeased, Joiada, wouldn't he have already condemned Jeroboam? Wouldn't God's anger have already consumed this altar?
Your brother speaks truth, Joiada. You keep thinking the only way to understand the law is the way the priests teach it.
Is that all right, my lord?
Yes, that's fine. You have your own mind. Jehovah wouldn't have given it to you if he didn't want you to use it. Did you not? Good day, O Jeroboam, our king.
Peace be with you, Laden. Nabai, Joiada, how is your father? Why is he not here?
He is ill and on his bed, O king, and therefore unable to be present.
When the king offers sacrifice, the prophet should be there.
He's quite ill, my lord, and too, your servant, my father, is a man of advanced age.
Bid your father well.
As you say, my lord.
Let us proceed. I shall make sacrificial smoke this day on the altar. This is your God, O Israel. He brought us up out of the land of Egypt. He has caused us...
Oh, altar! Altar!
What is that man doing?
This is what Jehovah has said.
What is he saying?
Your soldiers and
Look, a son born to the house of David, whose name is Josiah.
House of David. This is treacherous talk.
And he will certainly sacrifice upon you, the priests of the high places that are making sacrificial smoke upon you. And men's bones he will burn upon you. This is the portent of which Jehovah has spoken. Look, the altar is ripped apart, and the fatty ashes that are upon it will certainly be spilled out.
You men, grab hold of him.
You heard the king, grab him.
Get him now.
Look, the king's hand. He's unable to draw back to himself.
What's going on?
What?
True prophet of God, Nabai. How can you deny it?
It's a trick. Perhaps he merely wants to win the king's favor.
Soften, please, the face of Jehovah your God, and pray in my behalf that my hand may be restored to me. Now, where is your golden calf, Nabai? The king pleads for Jehovah to restore his hand.
Shall we return to the house of David?
What of Jehovah's worship?
Did not Jehovah appoint Jeroboam?
Did Jehovah give him authority to change his worship? Does Jehovah's appointment mean the king may never be wrong? Remember, Solomon turned
Don't
from...
make yourself a Levitical priest, Joiada, to explain God's word to me. You aren't appointed to anything.
Our nation is dedicated to Jehovah. I may seek Jehovah's face as well as any...
The man of God is getting up.
And the king's hand is being restored.
Truly, you are a man of the true God.
By the word of Jehovah, I have come out of Judah.
Do come with me, man of the true God, to the house, and take sustenance, and let me give you a gift.
If you gave me half of your house, I wouldn't come with you and eat bread or drink water in this place. For that's the way he commanded me by the word of Jehovah, saying, you must not eat bread or drink water, and you must not return by the way that you went. That's the word of Jehovah, which I shall obey.
What will we do?
You're the one who said Jehovah's anger would consume the altar if he disapproved. You saw what happened.
There must be some explanation if we look hard enough.
Maybe we need to study the law again to make sure we aren't going too far. Remember, Jehovah commanded our forefathers to destroy the altars, the sacred pillars, the sacred poles, and the graven images of the Canaanites when they took this land.
The golden calves are not from the Canaanites. Besides, if we're so wrong, would our father follow it? Would the king tell us?
Let's ask our father and hear what he thinks.
You have returned, my sons. What is the commotion I heard going through the city?
It is about the sacrificial smoke the king was offering.
Did it not go well?
There came a man of God from Judah, Father. Even as Jeroboam the king was standing by the altar to make sacrificial smoke, the man of God approached and spoke a judgment from Jehovah against the altar, before the king and before all the people who were standing there.
And what were the words which he spoke?
Oh, something about a son from the house of David.
Tell him the full story, Nabai.
Oh, he's probably only a false prophet. Yet I would be interested in hearing what he has to say, simply out of curiosity.
He said the son from David's house would be named Josiah, and that he would... It seems too absurd to be true.
The alarm I see in your brother Joida's face tells me he said more than that.
He did, Father. The man of God said that Josiah will certainly sacrifice upon the altar in Bethel priests of the high places that are making sacrificial smoke upon it, and men's bones he will burn upon it.
Why should you fear, my sons? It's easy for any man to speak in the name of God. Nevertheless, you know that the king holds me in esteem.
You do not understand, Father. This man of God gave a portent which Jehovah had spoken.
A portent?
I was going to mention that.
The altar itself was ripped apart so that the fatty ashes were spilled out from the altar.
It's true, Father. I could not understand it, yet did you not tell us yourself that Jehovah appointed Jeroboam?
Yes, by the mouth of Ahijah the Shilonite.
Is it not right that we follow the king and that we obey you?
Yes, it is correct what you are doing.
The full story has not yet been told either, Father. For when the king put out his hand to order the man of God seized, the king's hand withered up, and he could not pull it back to himself until the man of God softened the face of Jehovah.
And how did the king respond?
The king invited him to his own house to take sustenance and to receive a gift.
Did the man of God accompany him?
No, he did not.
He answered, "If you gave me half of your house, I would not come with you. For that is the way he commanded me by the word of Jehovah."
And he also said that Jehovah commanded him not to eat bread or drink water in this place.
Yes, this man may threaten to replace me in the eyes of the king. I must stop him. If the king leaves the calves, he shall certainly return to the house of David.
But Father, my brother Joiada keeps thinking we might be following a wrong course.
If that man of God from Judah were not sent by Jehovah, how could he have split the altar? Or how could the king's hand have been withered?
Simple.
How, Father?
Well, it's a new altar, and it's born an abundance of sacrifices, large sacrifices too. Well, I've seen other altars which have fallen apart by the weight of the sacrifices upon them.
And the withered hand of the king?
The king's hand was tired from all the work it was doing. A temporary seizure. It rested for a moment and it was restored. Nothing more serious than that. Here, I shall prove to you that this person is not a man of God. For I shall bring him back here, and he shall eat bread and drink water in our house.
But, Father, he said he could not, by the word of Jehovah.
Then if he returns, Joiada, you shall know that truly he's not a man of God.
Which way then did he go?
He took that seldom used road which leads back to Judah.
Not the one by which he came, for he said that Jehovah had forbidden him to return that way.
Saddle the ass for me, and hurry. Sick or not, I shall bring him back, and I shall discredit him in the eyes of my sons and of the king.
I am tired from this day's business. A few minutes' rest will refresh both me and my animal. I am hungry and thirsty. Yet, Jehovah has said I must not drink water or eat bread in this place. It's a wise command. The sons of Israel have gone after the golden calf. Intimate association with such idolaters could lead to my own downfall.
Are you the man of the true God who has come out of Judah?
I am.
Well, go with me to the house and eat bread.
I'm not able to go back with you, or to come in with you. And I may not eat bread or drink water with you in this place.
And why is this so?
For it has been spoken to me by the word of Jehovah. You must not eat bread or drink water there. You must not go back again by the way by which you went.
Is that all? I too am a prophet like you. And an angel himself spoke to me by the word of Jehovah, saying, have him come back with you to your house, that he may eat bread and drink water.
An angel?
Indeed.
That sounds good. For I am really thirsty and hungry.
Then come with me to my house, for the angel did speak to me by the word of Jehovah that it should be so.
How many times must we go over the same thing? Father brought back the man of God. Even now, he's washing his feet outside.
Father deceived him. No angel ever spoke to Father.
But if Jadon were really a man of God, would he have turned aside so quickly from the direct commandment of Jehovah? Would he not have asked directions from Jehovah?
Yes, but I have been reading the law.
You're no expert in the law.
The priests and the Levites were established to teach the law. I found this scroll I had copied myself from Jaddua, the faithful priest. Listen. In case a prophet or a dreamer of a dream arises in your midst, saying, let us walk after other gods whom you have not known, and let us serve them, you must not listen to the words of that prophet or to the dreamer of that dream. And that prophet or that dreamer of the dream should be put to death, because he has spoken of revolt against Jehovah, your God.
Be careful you don't speak treason against the king appointed by God. For did not also the law say that we would set up a king over ourselves? And must we not obey him? Must we not obey our father? What do you really know about the law?
But the king and our father are both telling us to follow after this calf. If Jeroboam's act were right, why did he have to release all the Levites from service? Why did all the priests and the Levites make a stand against him and leave their pasture grounds to go to Judah and to Jerusalem?
These are matters over our heads. Besides, he is our father. We cannot go against such a close relative.
Our first loyalty should be to Jehovah. Have we permitted ourselves to become so dependent on the authority of individuals that we can't see what Jehovah wants?
Read what you have about close relatives.
In case your brother, the son of your mother, or your son, or your daughter, or your cherished wife, or your companion who is like your own soul, should try to allure you in secrecy, saying, let us go and serve other gods whom you have not known, neither you nor your forefathers, you must not accede to his wish or listen to him, nor should your eye feel sorry for him, nor must you feel compassion, nor cover him protectively, but you should kill him without fail.
Are you putting your father and the king in that category of ones condemned?
We both learned that from the faithful priests and Levites when we were small. Even our father said it before he made pleasing the king and his own prestige more important than obeying the word of Jehovah.
Be quiet. Here they come now.
How refreshing it was to walk through your garden.
Oh, look, my sons have spread a table before you. Let us eat and drink.
You know, when you were washing my feet outside, I must tell you that I was jealous that they were being watered while my throat was so dry.
You'll find that our water is cool and delightful.
And the bread is fresh from the oven.
Oh, it is hot. But it's good. Here, it's even better with this olive oil. It's from the king's own estate.
What is it the trouble with Father?
Sometimes he has these attacks. He's old, you know.
Yes, but I've never seen him look like that. Maybe we better help him.
Man of the true God who has come out of Judah.
What's wrong? Why are you speaking this way?
This is what Jehovah has said. For the reason that you rebelled against the order of Jehovah and did not keep the commandment which Jehovah your God commanded you, but you went back that you might eat bread and drink water in the place about which he spoke to you. Do not eat bread and drink water. Your dead body will not come into the burial place of your forefathers.
I must go quickly. I must go. Now.
Saddle his ass for him.
At once, Father.
So the king wished me to assure you that he was concerned about your health. In turn, my blessing to the king. I hope to be soon in attendance on him, and we shall resolve this matter which occurred in the city the other day. Oh, before I forget, there's quite a strange story circulating. There he is. Yes, some men found a dead body lying on the road that leads to Judah. But what captured my interest is that they say there was a lion standing on one side of the body and an ass beside it on the other. What is strange about that? Well, the lion did not crush the ass, and the ass was not frightened by the lion.
Why didn't the men bring the body back?
Or perhaps they feared becoming unclean by touching a dead body.
When did you study the law enough to know what made a person unclean?
Don't forget, I'm a priest appointed by the king. And besides, maybe they didn't bring the body back because there was a lion standing by it. Well, that's the news. Farewell, my friends. Goodbye, Laden.
What is it? Who is it, Father?
It is the man of the true God that rebelled against the order of Jehovah. And so Jehovah gave him to the lion that he might crush him and put him to death according to the word of Jehovah that he spoke to him. Too bad. Too bad, my brother. Too bad, my brother.
What is it you would have us do, Father?
I shall go up and lift up his dead body and deposit it in my own burial place.
What is the meaning of that, Father?
Oh, when I die, you must bury me in the burial place in which we shall bury the man of the true God. Beside his bones, you will deposit my own bones.
Are you saying he was a true prophet?
Without fail, the word that he called out by the word of Jehovah against the altar that is in Bethel, and against all the houses of the high places there in the city of Samaria will take place.
It is as I said. He was a true prophet.
Yet he rebelled against the word of Jehovah.
Do you not see, Nabai? We have followed a wrong course before Jehovah because our father or the king spoke. The man of the true God obeyed our father because he was told an angel had spoken from Jehovah. He permitted himself to be deceived even as we have permitted ourselves to be deceived.
But if any speak against the word which Jehovah has given us, we must not follow after them. I need no more proof from me.
We're going to Judah because Jehovah's true worship is still carried on at his temple there.
We cannot serve the golden calves. Already, we shall have to ask Jehovah's forgiveness. for being present when the king has offered sacrifices.
Will you not come with us, Father? Let us take the man of the true God's body and bury it as I have spoken.